All new at 5, a dog who went missing 4 months ago has now been reunited with her family. Lola went missing from Piedmont in September. Her owner, Michael, says he believes she just slipped out of her collar while she was outside. So he put up missing posters, he posted on social media trying to find her, but never heard anything until this past weekend. Kim had just sent her kids to bed when she heard them shouting that a dog was in their room, and it turns out they left a door partially open and sweet Lola pushed her way into their house. Kim's wife Angel took Lola to Reedville Animal Hospital on Monday, and they discovered Lola had a chip, which allowed them to get in touch with her owner Michael. So now Michael and Lola are reunited. He says that Kim and Angel are now friends to him and both to Lola. Amazing.